Hello guys, and welcome to Soccer Robot 956. I am your host, Soccer Robot, and today we are going to be talking about cinema. Yes, of course. Let's talk about cinema, about movies. It's been a tough year, 2020, for us. Well, it was a tough year for cinema. A lot of us weren't going to the theaters because of the pandemic and stuff like that, but now we're back on it. And I want to talk about my experience this past year, me trying to go watch movies at the movie theater. And so yeah, let's get right to it. I'm going to be doing also a review on the brand new movie A Quiet Place Part 2 with this video as well, so stick around for that review too. So let's talk about the first thing, which is 2020, the year where the pandemic happened. So the pandemic happened and we couldn't go to the theaters that much. It was really hard for all of us to go to the theater. We were basically at home, or some of us working, but working with worries, you know. So it was a tough year. So me personally, I'm a movie buff. I like to go to the theater. I like to experience movies in theaters, and that's the way I like to watch them, man. Theaters. And this year, I mean, last year I only got to watch. I only got to watch one movie in the theater, which was Wonder Woman 1984 on December 2020th. December 2020, my bad. And my God, it was sad. Like, everybody had their masks on, everything spacious, very little people in the theater and stuff like that. In IMAX, of course. And then we go to February 2021. I go and watch Minari with my mom. Pretty good, decent film to watch. A family movie. If you haven't watched it, it was in the Oscars as well, nominated for Best Picture. Then in March I decided to go watch Judas and the Black Messiah, which was also alright-ish. And yeah, it was also good. Judas and the Black Messiah, I recommend that movie too. In May, that is when movies started flowing for me. It kept going to IMAX theater, which is about an hour away from where I live. And I went to go watch Wrath of Man, Guy Ritchie's 2021 movie with Jason Statham. If you haven't watched it, give it a try. I think it's already on VOD as well. Mostly all the movies are coming out on VOD. And then I went to go watch Spiral from the Book of Saw. Okay, of all those movies, I think they were a little bit boring. They were alright, but they weren't as good as the one that I'm about to talk about right now, which is A Quiet Place Part 2. Yes, A Quiet Place Part 2. And why? Because I just finished watching it just right now, about 2 hours ago, with my girlfriend. And I gotta say, that movie is good. That is true cinema. That is true. I don't know how to explain it, but it was so well crafted. A beautiful film as well. And I know why they waited so long to release this movie. Even John Krasinski said in an interview that he was waiting. He delayed the movie multiple times, and he said that we were going to be thankful for the delays. And my God, it is a very good movie to watch with a full theater. And of all those movies that I've mentioned right now, Wonder Woman, Minari, all those movies that I went to go watch in the theater in these past 6 or 7 months prior to this movie, A Quiet Place Part 2, I could tell you that the one that was jam-packed was the one right now that I watched, which was A Quiet Place Part 2. So, why do so many people go and watch this movie? Just because it's a horror movie? Yes, it is a horror movie. People love horror, or sci-fi horror, whatever you want to call it. But no, this movie is intense. The trailers show that it's intense. The first movie was intense as well, and very emotional as well. I think the second one lacked it a little bit, the emotion part, but nonetheless the atmosphere is there to show it. I do get The Last of Us Part 2 and Part 1 vibes. Well, The Last of Us vibes, you know, it's a post-apocalyptic world, but this one you cannot make no sound at all. And as I was watching this movie with my girlfriend, it was a full theater. I had never seen a full theater that full since the pandemic, since 2 years ago in 2019 when theaters were full. And this is I think this movie is the return of cinema. Is the return. I'm not going to go into plot details about the film, but it is a very intense movie. It has jump scares. Sound in the movie, like literally there's dialogues. There is dialogues, of course, but the movie is very quiet, you know, like you can't make any sound. You literally hear when somebody gasps during the movie, you hear it. Somebody at the bottom, you hear it. The movie, I went to go watch it in IMAX, so it was a pretty big crowd, pretty big screen, you know, beautiful screen as well. And it is PG-13. But my God, this movie was executed. This movie was directed, executed, and filmed to perfection. I really love this movie. This, from the score from Marco Beltrami to the way it's filmed, the photography, the way the story continues right off from the first one it's beautiful. With new characters as well, and new people added to this story. But A Quiet Place Part 2 is to me the return of cinema. The glorious return of cinema, because I had to watch Wrath of Man and then Spiral, but those two, man, nothing compared to this one. This one, for me, I felt alive again in the theater. I felt like I was watching a blockbuster film again. I felt like I was in 2018, man, when I watched the first movie. I think it was in 2018 or 2019. I think it was 2018. I felt alive. I felt it. All the people felt it in the theater. My girlfriend felt it. Everybody felt it. And it's just a beautiful movie. It's a beautiful movie. It's intense, nonetheless. It is intense. It's very intense from start to finish. And yeah, I'm really thankful that I watched that movie, that John Krasinski waited that long to release the film. Along with Paramount, they waited because it was supposed to be experienced in a theater, and that's what they did. And I'm very thankful for that. So now let's get to. I'm not gonna talk any spoilery reviews or anything, but let's talk about what some critics have said. Some people have said this is the best summer movie to watch. Yes, it is a good summer movie to watch. Very intense and stuff like that. Well, and it also, the movie leaves us with the possibility of there being a part 3. There's some people, some critics even said that this movie will leave you speechless. For me, in my opinion, it didn't leave me speechless, but it did leave me with wanting more from this movie. It is very well shot, very well executed, very well directed. When I thought the movie was gonna be over, like near the end, I said, "Oh, it's already gonna finish. It's already gonna finish." But then no, it surprises me with more. You know, more from this movie. You know, more another couple more minutes that are even more intense. That's the thing about this one. Me, when I watch a movie, and if it's intense, I'm gonna be shaking my leg like this, like I don't know, I know you can't see, but I shake my leg, and I was shaking my leg throughout this whole movie. My girlfriend was grabbing onto my hand, like it's intense, and I went to go watch with her The Wrath of Man and the other movie. Well, I think just Wrath of Man. Went to go watch Wrath of Man, and she didn't like it. But this one, my God, this is a great movie. Very intense. Good jump scares. Good character dialogues. Sign language is used efficiently, just like in the first film. Emily Blunt was spectacular, like in the first one. She acted her heart out. The two kids as well, they're more mature looking. And this has got to be the best movie of 2021 so far for me. And I think that we deserve to watch movies like these. We deserve to watch movies like these in the theater. It's been a long year, and this movie I believe it welcomed everybody back to watching these movies again in the movie theaters. I loved it, man. It was a great movie, and I totally recommend it to all of y'all. If you haven't watched the first one, go ahead and give it a watch. But man, this is the true cinema. This is true cinema that was supposed to be watched in a movie theater, and I'm very thankful that I watched it in IMAX. And if you get a chance to go watch it in IMAX, go ahead and watch it in IMAX. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about cinema, how it's came back post the pandemic, of course. And yeah, man, that's what we deserved. It was a really depressing year, 2020. No going out to the movie theater, not doing a lot of stuff in all of us together, and that I felt alive in the movie theater. And I also want to talk about how Blu-ray and DVD and all that stuff, it's I hope it doesn't I hope all that stuff doesn't disappear, because I love collecting DVDs, as you can see, DVDs and Blu-rays. I hope that doesn't disappear as well, and I hope cinema doesn't disappear as well. Streaming is taking over like crazy, you know, taking over like crazy. But I think that yes, we can all do our part by keeping cinema alive, by us getting vaccinated, you know, being healthy, and just this pandemic could have been over, man, earlier. You know, we would have all seen many more movies in the theaters, not just these movies that I mentioned and A Quiet Place. We could have done it. We could have done it if we all did our part. But I mean, it's the way things are supposed to go. But yeah, man, I totally recommend you guys watching A Quiet Place Part 2, because it is a great film, just like the first one. And yeah, that's all I want to talk about. And thank you guys for watching Soccer Robot 956. See you next time.